ending the voyages of beloved starships. From the cancellation of Discovery after a 5-season run, to the sudden removal of Prodigy and the bittersweet farewell to Lower Decks, it's clear that the Trek universe is shifting. But why now? Therefore, allow us to show you on what happens to every Star Trek ship Paramount Plus canceled. USS Discovery. Star Trek Discovery? Ah, the USS Discovery, the ship that boldly goes, well, everywhere, including the far reaches of the future. Originally just a humble science vessel, it became Starfleet's guinea pig for the experimental spore drive, thanks to Commander Stamets. This drive allowed Discovery to hop across galaxies like it was catching a bus, until, of course, things got complicated with the Federation. Klingon War. Not to mention a detour to the Mirror Universe, where Captain Gabriel Lorca showed us that being two-faced was a little too literal. But hey, what's a little interdimensional travel between starships? Captain Burnham eventually took the helm after an iconic stint by Captain Pike. And, let's just say, her adventures took a leap through a wormhole. Landing in the 32nd century, the Discovery became Starfleet's secret weapon, with its 23rd century charm upgraded by 32nd century tech. And let's not forget the investigation into the mysterious Burn. Of course, Burnham was never one to settle for small missions, and Season 5 threw the crew into a galactic treasure hunt for progenitor technology. Indiana Jones, but make it space. In Discovery's final season, Admiral Burnham's last mission sealed its fate: deep space isolation, thanks to the Red Directive. Discovery, now alongside its sentient AI, Zora, is set to wait a cool 1,000 years for a soldier named Kraft. It's a long nap for the ship, but as Starfleet promises, they'll return. Until then, the Discovery rests, leaving us wondering what awaits it, and Zora when it awakens. After all, time is the fire in which we burn, but perhaps the Discovery has a way of bending even that rule. USS Enterprise-G, formerly the USS Titan-A. Star Trek, Picard. Ah, the USS Titan-A, soon to be the USS Enterprise. G, a ship that's had more upgrades than a Borg drone. Under the gruff yet oddly charming command of Captain Liam Shaw, the Titan-A became a key player in stopping the Borg and Changeling threat. Of course, things kicked off when Dr. Beverly Crusher sent a distress call that even the great Admiral Picard couldn't ignore. Picard, being the legend that he is, roped in his old buddy Captain Riker for a little impromptu space adventure. And what do you know, the Titan ended up facing off against Vadic and her creepy warship, the Shrike. Not exactly a pleasure cruise, right? After getting banged up in a nebula, because who doesn't love a little space turbulence, the Titan barely limped back to Federation territory. But that wasn't the end of the story. The real highlight came in the finale of Chiquis, Picard. Season 3, when the Titan-A got a serious promotion, being rechristened as the USS Enterprise-G. Talk about a glow-up. With this honor, Starfleet officially connected the ship to one of the most iconic names in the galaxy, giving Admiral Picard and the old, next generation crew a well-deserved tip of the hat after their heroic showdown on the rebuilt Enterprise-D. Now, all eyes were set on what comes next for the Enterprise-G. Captain 7 of 9, who's as badass as they come, took command of this shiny new ship, with Commander Raffi Musiker as her trusted first officer. The dynamic duo seemed ready to boldly go where no Starfleet officer has gone before, exploring strange new worlds and all that jazz. And then there's Ensign Jack Crusher, son of the legendary Beverly Crusher and Picard, taking up the unusual role of special counselor to the captain. Let's just say, things were about to get really interesting on board. But here's the catch: Star Trek Legacy. The much-rumored spin-off looks like it's stuck in space dock for now. Despite fans clamoring for more of Captain Seven's adventures, Paramount Plus has been quiet. Will we ever see the Enterprise-G in action? Will Seven get to carve her name into Starfleet history alongside the greats? We sure hope so, but for now, the ship's future is as hazy as a nebula. Oh, and we can't forget Q. Yep, that mischievous, omnipotent being is back and has his eye on Jack Crusher. What's he up to this time? Who knows? With Q involved, it's bound to be a cosmic game of cat and mouse that could warp reality itself. Whatever the case, the Enterprise-G is shaping up to be one ship that will definitely make waves in the galaxy, if we're lucky enough to see it in action again. USS Prodigy. Star Trek, Prodigy. The USS Protostar may have started as a forgotten relic on a prison colony, but it quickly became the vessel for one of Starfleet's most unique crews. When Dal Rl and his ragtag group of friends stumbled upon the ship, they had no idea they'd soon be navigating the stars and meeting Starfleet legends like Admiral Janeway herself. With a little help from Janeway, Captain Chakotay, and even the Doctor, this young crew went from outcasts to heroes, saving the Federation in a way only a group of misfits could. And as a reward, they earned their place as cadets at Starfleet Academy, officially kicking off their journey to boldly go. But the story didn't end with the Protostar. Starfleet, recognizing the success of this once-abandoned ship, started building more Protostar-class vessels, including the USS Prodigy. With its state-of-the-art protodrive, the Prodigy could travel faster than any other ship, making warp speed feel like a leisurely cruise. Unfortunately, Starfleet's priorities shifted after the synth attack on Mars. Exploration took a backseat, and the Prodigy was nearly mothballed before its maiden voyage. It seemed like another great ship was about to end before it even began. That is, until Admiral Janeway stepped in. Never one to take no for an answer, she had the Prodigy reclassified as a training vessel for a new Starfleet pilot program. This wasn't just any ship now, it was a classroom in space. And who better to crew it than Dal and his friends from the Protostar? Under the guidance of hologram Janeway, they had the chance to explore the stars once again, but this time with the full backing of Starfleet. Although Dal had once led the Protostar as captain, he chose a new path aboard the Prodigy. He stepped aside, letting Gwyndala take command, while he took on the role of first officer. It was a bold move, showing just how much he'd grown since their days of barely scraping by. With Gwyndala in charge and Dal as her right hand, the young crew of the Prodigy set off to explore the unknown, proving that no matter how far you've come, there's always more out there waiting to be discovered. The Prodigy, much like its crew, represents the spirit of Starfleet's future. Young, eager, and ready to face the challenges of the universe. And with Janeway's hologram watching over them, it's safe to say that this ship, though originally built for exploration, is destined for greatness. After all, when you've got the fastest drive in the galaxy and a crew determined to make their mark, the possibilities are as endless as space itself. USS Voyager A. Star Trek, Prodigy. After the legendary USS Voyager returned from its epic 7-year trek through the Delta Quadrant, it wasn't just put into retirement, it was immortalized in the Fleet Museum, a fitting tribute to its heroic journey. But Admiral Janeway wasn't ready to let the spirit of Voyager rest just yet. When the time came for the next iteration, the USS Voyager A, she made sure it had more bells and whistles than a Ferengi trade convention. Equipped with cutting-edge tech, some of which came straight from the Delta Quadrant itself, the Voyager A embarked on its maiden voyage in 2384 under Janeway's command. Officially, they were out there to study the wormhole created by the Protostar's destruction, but in true Starfleet fashion, there was more to this mission than met the eye. Like, say, rescuing Captain Chakotay from across time. Tucked away in Voyager A's secret shuttle bay was the Infinity, a sleek, experimental vessel armed with cloaking tech and temporal shielding. Its job? Sneak through the wormhole and save Chakotay. But things didn't go as planned when Dal and his crew accidentally launched the Infinity too soon, causing some serious temporal turbulence and rewriting the timeline. paradox, anyone? Despite the hiccup, they managed to bring Chakotay and the Protostar back, and soon after, they reunited with Voyager in the nick of time. In the heat of the Battle of Solemn, Janeway once again proved why she's a Starfleet legend. She commanded Voyager with precision, buying enough time for Dal and his crew to launch the Protostar back into the past and save the day. Following the battle, Voyager made first contact with the Vau N'Akat, marking yet another monumental moment in Starfleet history. Though Janeway briefly considered hanging up her uniform after this mission, Fate, or perhaps Starfleet Command, had other plans. After the attack on Mars, she was back in action, but this time, Captain Chakotay took the helm of Voyager A. With him in command, the ship likely became a crucial part of Starfleet's defense strategy as the Federation bolstered its ranks in response to new threats. The legend of Voyager, it seems, is far from over. USS Cerritos, Star Trek, Lower Decks. Under the leadership of Captain Carol Freeman, the USS Cerritos might not be the flashiest ship in the fleet, but it certainly earned its stripes. As a California-class vessel, its job is mostly second contact missions, cleaning up after the bigger ships like the Enterprise have made their grand entrance. But don't let that fool you. The Cerritos has seen its fair share of action, earning a reputation as the Enterprise of support ships. While the big names hog the limelight, it's lower-level officers like Brad Boimler and Beckett Mariner who really keep the wheels of Starfleet turning, and that's exactly what Star Trek Lower Decks hilariously highlights. The Cerritos has had some wild adventures, from getting caught by Pac-led ships to battling the AI-run Texas-class starships. When Vice Admiral Les Buenamigo tried to make the Cerritos obsolete with his shiny new automated fleet, Captain Freeman and her crew showed that heart beats hardware any day. The California-class ships rallied together to stop the rogue AI threat, proving the Cerritos' worth. As we head into Season 5, the fate of the Cerritos hangs in the balance. Will it sail off into a well-earned retirement or be thrust into a new mission? Whatever happens, this underdog ship and its quirky crew have left an unforgettable mark on Starfleet history, one second contact at a time. One fan said, "Whenever a ship is brand new or fresh out of dry dock, they always gotta have that shiny lens flare activity going." While another said, "Since there is a Voyager B in Picard Season 3, that probably means that the Voyager A wasn't very long in service. Either the A get destroyed or decommissioned early." As we keep learning more about the Star Trek universe, I'm pretty sure you'll love watch keying Star Trek Strange New Worlds, Season 3, shocking, new update, new details announced.